Did you know Freud discovered truths about your mind over 100 years ago that still control your decisions today? Hello and welcome, my friends, to another episode of Memorandum, the podcast where we remember the lives of history's most iconic minds and turn their stories into lessons we can use today. I'm Nefertiti, and today we're stepping into the life of a man who changed how the world thinks about thoughts themselves, Sigmund Freud. Born on May 6, 1856, in Freiburg in what was then the Austrian Empire, Freud grew up in a modest home. His father, Jakob, was a wool merchant, a man who had seen struggles and still carried a quiet dignity. His mother, Amalia, was loving and attentive, and young Sigmund became her pride and joy. From an early age, Freud stood out. His parents noticed how quickly he learned, how he was captivated by books, ideas, and science. Despite financial challenges, his parents encouraged his education. Sigmund studied medicine at the University of Vienna and became a doctor, but his heart was always drawn toward the hidden mysteries of the human mind. As you listen to Freud's story, I invite you to reflect. When was the last time you followed your curiosity, even when it didn't make sense to others? Freud's journey shows us that curiosity can be the first step toward changing the world. Freud began his career as a neurologist, researching the physical structure of the brain, yet he couldn't ignore a powerful question that kept coming back to him. Why do we do what we do? He noticed that his patients often had symptoms that medicine couldn't explain: paralysis without injury, pain with no clear cause, emotional suffering that didn't seem to have a physical origin. This puzzled Freud. So he began to experiment with something revolutionary, simply asking patients to talk. He encouraged them to share whatever came to mind without judgment. He called this the talking cure. Imagine sitting in Freud's famous study in Vienna. The room is lined with books, artifacts, and a couch that would later become iconic. You lie back and begin to speak about childhood memories, dreams, fears, desires, and Freud listens, gently guiding you to uncover connections between past and present. Through these conversations, Freud discovered that many of our thoughts and emotions live beneath the surface in what he called the unconscious mind. He proposed that the unconscious shapes much of what we feel, say, and do, even when we aren't aware of it. Freud introduced some of psychology's most enduring ideas: the id, ego, and superego, three forces that shape personality. The id seeks pleasure, the superego seeks morality, and the ego negotiates between them, helping us live in the real world. Defense mechanisms, strategies our minds use to protect us from pain, like denial, repression, or projection. Dream interpretation. Freud believed dreams were the royal road to the unconscious, offering clues to our hidden thoughts and desires. These ideas weren't just science, they were almost poetic, reminding us that we are layered beings with inner conflicts and hidden strengths. Let's pause a moment and turn inward. Have you ever had a dream that stayed with you for days, maybe even felt like it carried a message? Freud's work invites us to pay attention, to see meaning where others see mystery. His commitment to exploring the mind was not easy. Many criticized his theories, yet Freud stayed committed to understanding human nature. This determination is a lesson in itself. When your work has meaning, you keep going even when it challenges convention. Today, Freud's influence can be seen almost everywhere. Modern therapy, counseling, and even life coaching are rooted in his insight that talking about our struggles can help us heal. The very idea that mental health is as important as physical health owes a debt to Freud's work. His legacy isn't about complicated theories alone. It's about giving us permission to explore who we are beneath the surface. Imagine for a moment what your life might look like if you truly understood your patterns, your fears, and your dreams. Freud believed that self-knowledge leads to freedom. In today's world where stress, anxiety, and burnout are common, his message feels even more relevant. By listening to ourselves, we can make choices that align with who we really are, not just who we think we're supposed to be. The lesson from Freud's life is clear. The more we understand ourselves, the more power we have to create meaningful change. Freud once said, "Being entirely honest with oneself is a good exercise." This is the heart of today's episode, the reminder that growth begins with self-awareness. Thank you for spending this time with me on Memorandum. I hope Freud's story inspires you to look inward with compassion and curiosity. If you enjoyed today's episode, share it with someone who loves psychology, history, or personal growth. And don't forget to subscribe to Nefertiti Memorandum Podcast so you never miss an episode. We honor another extraordinary figure whose story can motivate and guide us. Next time, we'll explore another iconic thinker whose ideas still shape the way we live today. You won't want to miss it. Until then, keep learning, keep reflecting, and keep writing your own life story.